3,000 years ago, an empire in southern Arabia rose to become an ancient superpower. This was the Kingdom of Sheba, a society remembered in scripture and legend for its gold, its monumental temples, and its control over the world's most valuable luxuries. But those legends exist in a place where they seemingly shouldn't. Modern-day Yemen, the historical heart of Sheba, is one of the driest regions on Earth, an arid landscape that is naturally hostile to large-scale human settlement. Building a society of tens of thousands here required solving two logistical problems at the same time. You need a high-value export to bring wealth in from the outside world, and you need a massive, reliable infrastructure to keep the population alive in a place without rain. Sheba's survival rested on a precise coordination between early global economics and civil engineering. The empire's economy was built on the harvesting of aromatic resins, frankincense, and myrrh. Collecting these materials was manual, labor-intensive work. Harvesters located specific, gnarled trees native to the region, painstakingly scoring the bark to let the sap bleed out and harden into resin under the sun. From Egypt to Babylon, the demand for these scents was constant. Incense burners like this one show the dark, charred remnants of daily use, a sign of how these resins were integrated into medicine, embalming, and religious rituals across the ancient world. To meet demand, Sabaean caravans traveled 2,000 kilometers across the desert from the southern coast to the Mediterranean. By controlling the tree's native habitat and corridors to hubs like Gaza and Petra, Sheba maintained an absolute monopoly on the era's vital luxury goods. This corner on the global market provided the capital required to physically terraform the desert. But wealth alone has limits. Gold cannot feed a city, and Yemen lacks the permanent rivers necessary to sustain agriculture for a massive population. The Sabaeans solved this with the Great Dam of Marib, a colossal structure of earth and stone built to master the region's unique hydrology. The dam wasn't built for a steady river. It was designed to capture violent seasonal floods, sudden torrents of rainwater that would otherwise rush through the canyons and disappear into the sand. The structure held these floods in a reservoir, then used sluice gates to redirect the water into a vast network of irrigation channels. This system distributed water across thousands of hectares of what would otherwise be barren dunes. This irrigation network created a reliable food source, turning an isolated desert outpost into a thriving imperial capital. In the ancient world, longevity was determined by the daily maintenance of the civic infrastructure that kept a population fed. This dual-system model is highly efficient, but it is also fragile. If one pillar fails, the entire civilization is compromised. The first failure was economic. Global trade patterns shifted away from the slow overland caravans to faster maritime paths across the Red Sea. As the scent monopoly ended, Sheba's wealth evaporated. Without that capital, the state could no longer afford the constant, labor-intensive repairs the Great Dam required to stay structural. In 275 CE, after years of neglect, the dam failed catastrophically during a flood. The resulting surge destroyed the irrigation network and washed away the topsoil. Without its water system, the population scattered, and the empire vanished. Modern excavations at Marib are now uncovering the mechanical history behind the legends. Archaeologists are finding that the glory of Sheba was actually a series of calculated engineering decisions. The ruins of Marib show an empire's survival depends less on the value of its luxuries and more on the condition of its water and stone.